Hello and welcome to this episode of Burton Shorts or BS. My name is Jan. I'm a lifelong Burtonian. I was born in Burton-on-Trent. I still live very close by, certainly within the postcode of Burton-on-Trent, and I'm currently at the rear of my third childhood home. Just over there, number 89 Dalebrook Road. And what I'm going to do today is retrace my steps to my second school. There is an episode about my first school. I'll leave a link in the bottom. That was in Tatenhill. But my second school was Berry Hedge Lane. So, about the age of 5, in 1964, there used to be access out the back of our house, out onto a big open wreck, and possibly on my own, because that's what happened in 1965-ish, 4-ish. You would go to school on your own. I would trot out the back of the house and walk across what is now woodland, but at the time was a big open wreck. A bit like little bits of it still are, just open grass. We'll come out to some in a minute. There were no tarmac paths. You just walked across the grass. If it was wet, you got wet feet. And like I say, my second childhood, you only go to school as a child. My second school was Berry Hedge Lane. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if it's still there, whether it's now a housing estate, I don't know. Let's go and find out. But basically I cut across what was the wreck, that's a new little playground there, and drop down the other side. Let's see what I can find. I'm now at the top of what once was just a big open wreck. Those trees do look, those woodlands do look beautiful, don't they? I'm just passing a little cut through, Jitty, Ginnell, whatever, to Vicarage Close, I think it is. That's the way I used to go to senior school, but I'll show you that another time. Right now I'm trying to find my second childhood school when I was about 5 years old, so 1964, for a few years. So now down the bottom here there used to be a playground. I remember it used to have one of those conical roundabouts that swung. It had a big metal post up the middle, and it was like a inverted shuttlecock pointing up, and it would go round and it would swing, and it was flipping dangerous. You could easily get injured by it, because if it swung at you it would quite easily crack your head open, I think. But anyway, that's long since gone by the looks of it. I think there's also a seesaw and some swings down here. But for a playground, this is where I would have played, at the bottom of this little park. And where those houses are over there, they were just like old allotments or wasteland or something, so that was another good place to play. Yeah, it wasn't allotments, because it was okay playing in there, but there was lots of just open land where big weeds grew up and you could make dens in the weeds, that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm digressing. Where's this flipping school? Let's go and find out. Okay, I've come out the bottom of the park. I'm just trying to remember. I remember that little drive was still there. Was there at the time. It sort of went to some allotments. Not quite sure what's there now. I'm guessing that old wall was still there, but I have no recollection of it. And like I say, the houses to my right, they didn't exist. I think there was just a fence here, and then there was wasteland, another big playground basically. But apart from this little road on the right, which is new, what is it? What's it called? Newfield Road. Apart from Newfield Road, this all looks very familiar. Right, what am I coming out to now? Wheatley Lane, yeah, Wheatley Lane. Yeah, Wheatley Lane. And along here on the left, that house there, possibly the brick one rather than the rendered one, was a little sweetie shop, I'm pretty sure. Well, it's a little shop that sold sweets rather than a sweetie shop. I'm sure I used to go and buy sweets there. Maybe a false memory. Perhaps somebody will back me up. This is Mere Greaves Lane. Mere Greaves Lane, yeah, Mere Greaves Lane, Wheatley Lane, Mere Greaves Lane. Not very long, is it, Berry Hedge Lane? And I'm guessing, therefore, this is Berry Hedge Lane. Now, the school site was split into two locations. There was one at the top of the hill, and I certainly went to that. And the one at the bottom of the hill, I think, was for younger children. My brother certainly went there. Yeah, Berry Hedge Lane this is. My brother certainly went there, and I think I may have gone there for the odd class. So let's see if I can find it. Well, it's all gone. Where all these new houses are, I think beyond that wall, I think that wall there, which I'm just coming up to now on my left, was the boundary of the school, one of the Berry Hedge Lane schools. Well, perhaps the Berry Hedge Lane school, perhaps the one at the top of the hill school, something different, can't quite remember. But this is where a school is that I certainly visited once or twice, and in fact it's called the old school grounds. So that sort of figures, doesn't it? The old school grounds. But as it's all gone, I can't remember anything. There is still the wall, I can see it at the back as well. And while we're here, I see this house is still here on the corner. I'll just quickly mention that because I did have a friend who lived there, and I'll give you a quick anecdote about it. So I'll just go up to that house. This is also Berry Hedge Lane round this corner, and I had a friend who lived here at number 61. I didn't know it was 61, but it's definitely this house. It's a lovely big house with lovely wisteria on it, and I can tell you that is the first place I ever saw a colour TV, because I remember going round to play with my friend. What was his name? It might come to me. If I remember it, I'll put it in the bottom of the screen. I can't remember his name, but I went round there to play in his back garden, and I remember looking through his window. He may have even prompted me to look through his window, and there was a TV on, nobody in the room, and then it was a cricket match, and I could see the grass was green, and I was gobsmacked. Green grass, it's not grey. So yeah, that was my first time seeing a colour TV. Looking through the back window from the garden into number 61, was it? Berry Hedge Lane, as a child. I can't remember when that would have been, probably late 60s, was it, when colour TV started being introduced. Right, let's go up and see the other site, see if the other school still exists. That's right up at the top of the hill here. The other part of Berry Hedge Lane School. Let's go and find it. Well, at the top of the hill, some of the original school buildings where I went are still there. But further up the hill, those are new buildings, the ones with the green fascia boards. Those are new. It was just a great big playground where you could tazz around, and I remember running around. I remember looking through those railings down onto the street below, playing tag and marbles and you name it, all the sort of games we played in those days in the 60s, mid 60s. Yeah, I can't really film because I can hear kids out, so I can't really stick my camera over and have a look. Let's just see if I can see something else here. Is this where we went in? Probably where we went in. Yeah. It's now the Abbott Bain Community and Learning Partnership, something or other, not sure what, but this was the playground, and over against that far wall was a little toilet block, a sort of very grotty little toilets. Interesting. Okay, across the road, if I can. So I think we're going to wrap up there. That is the end of this episode of Burton Schultz or BS. Please like and subscribe if you don't want to miss any more of these episodes, and I'll keep going until I run out of things to say or see. So hopefully see you next week. Bye.